Okay, let's unpack this. I was immediately pulled into this scene from Not Fa Chalai EP15. Just starts so abruptly, right? That initial clash. Stop. Put down the gun. What did that first line tell you about the immediate stakes? We're diving into a raw transcript from this Thai series, and, well, our mission today is to sort of uncover the human truths hidden in this really brief, intense exchange.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? How quickly the situation pivots. It goes from that, external aggression to something incredibly personal, like a life or death struggle almost instantly.
Yeah.
And that immediate shift from the public fight to a private plea like "Father, don't sleep," it's like an emotional ambush.
Emotional ambush, I like that.
Yeah, it just dramatically redefines the stakes for us, for you listening.
Yeah.
It mirrors how real-life crises can suddenly turn, from collective danger to just pure individual heartbreak.
And that initial aggression really sets up that pivot, doesn't it? Because the scene kicks off with this almost like predatory chase. Where are you running, Ai Fong? You won't escape? Everything ends today. We'll see who among us won't survive. It's so direct, like a movie challenge almost.
Totally. It implies this long simmering conflict finally just boiling over.
Exactly.
But it's true. The second that word father enters the dialogue, the whole dynamic just flips. Instantly.
Yeah.
What was, general aggression suddenly becomes this internal family crisis. It's just this desperate plea. Father, please don't sleep.
So raw.
That cry right in the middle of all that chaos, it's incredibly potent. It introduces this irreversible personal stake.
And the practical details woven in are so striking too. Almost like, found footage. You hear these frantic codes.
Yeah, the emergency stuff.
V24 requesting ambulance 1 station. And the specific address, Textile Factory, Sensei 8. It's not just talk. It feels like a deliberate choice to ground it.
Absolutely. Hyper-realistic.
Makes it almost documentary-like. That urgency pulls you deeper in.
That hyper-realism is key, I think. It creates this stark contrast, doesn't it, between the raw emotion and the procedural stuff. It highlights how life's practicalities just keep going even when someone's world is completely falling apart.
Yeah.
And then there's a really poignant bit of recognition within the dialogue itself.
Which part?
Where someone notes, Father, in the end, he called him Father again. That's not just an address, right?
No, it feels heavier.
It strongly suggests maybe a strained relationship. Or this powerful moment of desperate longing, maybe even reconciliation, right as time's running out. It's a very, very human detail.
You mentioned how the dynamic changes with Father. But I wonder, couldn't you argue that the everything ends today line already signals something intensely personal, like a grudge, maybe even betrayal, even before the father plea? The stakes felt personal from the start,
That's a really good point. That initial aggression definitely implies deep conflict, no doubt. But what's maybe more striking is how fast the emotional stakes transform. It moves from a general us versus them to this, intimate, irreplaceable potential loss. But you're right, the roots probably run deep.
Which makes the reconciliation maybe even more poignant.
Exactly. The son's apology, Father, I'm sorry. Father, please stay with me. And then the father's response, I love you, Nan, my son. Wow.
Yeah.
Those are profound declarations, probably unsaid for a long, long time, forced out by just sheer extremity.
It's absolutely gut-wrenching. These are the words that only surface when there's nothing left to lose, isn't it? And the son says it back, I love you too, Father. It paints such a vivid picture of regret and love colliding in those final seconds.
Precisely, and those final desperate attempts to just cling to hope. Father, please hold on, the ambulance is coming, followed by the father's own, I'm sorry, my son.
Oh, man.
And then the son crying for mother. It indicates this complete surrender to the moment's gravity. It's just a raw, unfiltered look at loss and that primal need for connection. All pretense is just gone.
So what this raw transcript really powerfully illustrates is that universal human capacity for maybe last-minute reconciliation, even when facing something irreversible. It's a stark reminder, isn't it? That extreme pressure can just strip away all the facades, forcing out the deepest truths, the stuff often left unsaid.
That's precisely it. Moments of extreme vulnerability, they often do strip away everything, allowing for the most authentic feelings, maybe even reconciliation. And this kind of deep dive into just one intense moment, it raises an important question for you listening. What do these desperate final moments truly reveal about our most important relationships? And maybe more pointedly, what unsaid words might finally surface when we're confronted with how fragile time really is? It's a powerful thing to reflect on, maybe before those final seconds ever arrive.